We've got new swing state polling from Bloomberg and Morning Consult showing that an ever-tightening presidential race is underway. So for more on the fluidity and where things currently stand in the race, we've got Yahoo Finance's very own Rick Newman. Rick, always a treat to see you here. So this poll shows a narrowing between Harris and Trump, particularly in these swing states. How much weight should we be putting on this polling data to indicate the state of just where things stand between the two candidates here?
Some weight. This is the first good poll of swing state voters since Kamala Harris became the likely nominee on the Democratic side after Joe Biden dropped out. And it shows movement. She's doing better than Biden was doing. So she has improved the outlook for Democrats in these states. We should never put too much credence in any single poll, or perhaps maybe we've learned this lesson in all the polls combined, and it's still almost 100 days until the election. And a lot of people, a lot of voters aren't paying attention yet. They're on vacation and enjoying their summer, not really thinking much about politics. But if you're a Democrat, this is going in the right direction. And there are still a couple of events upcoming that could boost enthusiasm for Kamala Harris even a little bit more. One is her vice presidential pick, whoever that's going to be. That's going to come within a few days. And then we're going to have the Democratic convention at the end of August, when voters who want to sit down and watch some politics during prime time for 3 or 4 nights at the end of August, they'll learn more about Kamala Harris and what kind of president she might be. But this is nowhere near a shoo-in for her. And on the whole, most analysts are still saying Donald Trump has an edge. I would point out Kamala Harris in this poll is still behind in Pennsylvania. She has to get Pennsylvania if she wants to win the 2024 presidential election.
Rick, you mentioned the VP candidate. That certainly has been dominating the conversation of who it could be. There's a small handful of names that continue to circulate. Where do we stand on that? Because I think it's largely expected ahead of the Philadelphia rally next week, right?
Yeah, the campaign has said that she will be making an appearance in Philadelphia next week with her running mate, whoever it turns out to be. And it's kind of funny because, the Veep stakes, as it's called, a lot of times it's more interesting before the presidential nominee selects a candidate than it is afterward. Now, on the Republican side, it has remained interesting because J.D. Vance, Donald Trump's pick, has turned out to be pretty controversial with some things that he has said during the last few years about childless cat ladies, such as Kamala Harris, and insulting cat owners and childless women and stuff like that. So I think Kamala Harris would like to choose somebody who's not going to be a net negative the way J.D. Vance seems to be turning out to be. So you just flash the list of candidates there. I don't know who it's going to be. Mark Kelly on paper, the senator from Arizona. He seems like the leading choice, but it doesn't necessarily come down to who looks best on paper. You got to have a strong relationship with this person. You have to be simpatico. There could be other factors. So let's just get this nominee and then know who it is and start talking about other things.
All right, Rick, I'm with you. We'll see when it comes, when that decision comes. And I'm sure we're going to be talking to you a heck of a lot more about all this. Rick, thank you.